Second Cup, brought to you by the Nickel Plate. Sit, sip, savor, and shop.
Good morning to you. It's 8 o'clock on the start of your Wednesday morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for being with us on Second Cup. Hey, a third face here on the show, and we
lovely
should
special guest this morning.
say good morning to Taylor Anthony.
A
Good
guest
morning.
that you're really going to get to know because she is our newest morning reporter.
Taylor Anthony.
Welcome.
Hey, girl. Good morning. Glad you're with us. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Getting used to my early mornings.
Yay.
Tell us all about yourself,
Tell
who you
us
are,
everything.
your bank account number.
No. Where are you from? Give us your background a little
Yes.
bit. Introduce yourself to all the cuppies.
Yes, so I was born and raised in Massillon, Ohio. So it's right by Canton, Ohio, I always tell people, home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So, that's a popular location. And I went to high school, in that area as well. Went to undergrad at John Carroll University in Cleveland, Ohio. So, not too far away. So, making the move here, I was like, okay. And then after undergrad at John Carroll, I moved to Chicago to go to Northwestern. I did their Masters of Journalism program, finished that through this past summer, and then made the move from Chicago here to Buffalo. So I'm new here now.
We are so glad that you're here with us. You are going to be a wonderful addition to our show and to our team. The Cuppies, who are our avid audience members, they are part of our community here on Second Cup. So I wonder, Cuppies, if there's one thing that you can point Taylor to that she has to try, put it in the comments. What is it that you would suggest she check out?
Yeah.
Your experience so far in Buffalo has been what?
So far, interesting.
Okay.
It's almost giving me the vibe of like city in a small town almost,
I
or
agree.
small town in a
Perfect.
city. There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
I always say that Buffalo's like a little Chicago.
It is.
Right?
It is. Yeah, like a Cleveland too, I've always thought. Because I went to school down in Ohio too. So as you're saying Canton, I'm like, friends who live there, yes. Okay, so Taylor, you've been here. When did you actually move? Like how long have you been?
I've been in Buffalo a week now.
Okay,
This
so-
is my second week in Buffalo.
1 week. Have you had a chance to check anything out or go to a restaurant or do anything? Or has it mostly just been, I got to get myself together. I got to get this apartment ready to go?
It's mostly been moving. I've been down by the Lake Erie,
Right.
I've been down there, but yeah, I haven't had the chance to really explore yet, but I have my car, so
Yep.
I can drive.
Well, the great news is the Cuppies are going to give you things to go check
Right?
out.
Okay. So off the bat, Howard, good morning to you. Buffalo wings with blue cheese. Please don't make her eat horseradish like Adam did. Then he left. Don't worry. We'll put you to the test on Good Friday.
You'll do that around Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicken wings, though, here obviously are to die for. They're not buffalo wings. They're chicken wings in Buffalo.
Everybody's saying you got to try not only you're not a vegetarian, are you?
No,
Okay, well, there we go. So you'll be able to have the chicken wings. And if you like roast beef, we have a thing called beef on weck. And the weck is this roll. It's called the kimweck roll. It's got kimweck seeds and it's got salt on it. So it's kind of like a salty, flavory roll. And then they put the roast beef sandwich on it.
Do you like donuts?
I do. I love donuts.
Oh my gosh, me too. Paula's Donuts is what Cindy says. Okay, so they've got a couple of different locations. There's one downtown on Seneca Street. Then there's one on Sheridan. And they make these donuts that are like massive. They are just, it's like a pound of donut.
Oh
We'll
my
get some
gosh.
for you.
That's a great idea,
We
actually.
should definitely do that. Yeah. Barbara says you're going to have to check out a meat raffle. Oh my gosh.
Raffle.
Okay, so you
Oh.
get tickets, they spin a wheel, you might win a ham, you might win a turkey, you might win some steaks.
It's a really weird fundraiser, but it's a really good time. Do you like beer? What do you like to
It is.
drink?
I like wine. I like some wines.
What
I
kind of
like
wine?
Welcome.
What kind of wine?
Well, I'm young, so I'm still, I just kind of taste and try
Okay,
whatever's offered. And
fair enough.
Mhm.
Don't worry, I'll have
I
plenty to
know.
offer. Just be careful if he's ever mixing the drinks.
Okay, so let me tell you a funny story. And the Cuppies know the story. So Katie came over to my house one day,
This is years ago.
and she was much younger.
Very rude. Okay.
We were going out, I think, for a party. And so we all came over to my house and we
Autumn
got
was there.
together for a couple of cocktails.
We had like a group
before.
of work people together.
A pregame, if you will, for the people of a
So
certain
this
age.
is how you know it was a long time ago, because the days that I pre-gamed have been long over.
So Katie and I were making drinks. I, made her a blueberry vodka and soda. And it was
A
great.
nice, refreshing summer cocktail.
Super cute. I put some blueberries in there. They were frozen. But what Katie did not realize is that I've got a heavy pour.
A
So
heavy pour.
I poured her a drink. She drank it,
Woo!
but she walked out of the house stumbling.
No, I did not.
She
but
was a mess.
No, I did not. But I'll tell you what, he does have a heavy hand when he's making drinks. You got to keep your eye on Dranch.
Well, but it's a good time. nonetheless.
Peter's got a couple wineries for you to try, so that'll be
Okay.
fun.
Yes, that'll be
Mary's
fun.
got a good one, the Ellicottville Fall Festival.
Mm.
So Ellicottville is about an hour from here. It's toward the south. It is the cutest little town. So beautiful in the fall. It's a ski. Do you ski at all?
No, I've never skied before.
Well, that could be something you could check out while you're here because they have all the ski little, resorts are down there. But it's beautiful like year round,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Love
It's
it.
beautiful.
So many great restaurants to try out. Cindy says, Taylor, welcome, sweetheart. You've come to a positive place.
Aww.
What are you looking forward to in particular? I mean, obviously you're going to be working with us. Not saying that, and that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I meant like you're going to be part of our team. Which is great.
Obviously, yeah.
But what are you looking forward to accomplishing here in your
Mhm.
time in Buffalo?
Honestly, so this is, the start of my career. I'm really just looking to become the best reporter, the best journalist I can be in the professional setting. It's a little bit different from being in the academic setting. So I'm really excited to just kind of hit the ground running and
Good.
learn as much as I can, soak it all in.
What are some things that you're interested in? Like in
Oh.
terms of coverage, in terms of issues, what really
Yeah.
drives you?
Yeah, so during school, I really had the chance to immerse myself in the community. I was reporting in a big city like Chicago, so
Right.
making that transition to a city like Buffalo, I feel like will make things a little more seamless, just in terms of, I had to find my way and navigate and immerse myself different community events and just kind of connect with people and build my own network in a completely new place. And I was
Sure.
able to do that in a year. So I'm kind of excited for this fresh start and to kind of, introduce myself to the community of
Yay.
Buffalo and once again immerse myself in a new community and make connections and just meet people.
Well, we're excited to have you here. And
Yes.
that's what it's all about, too, especially when you're first starting your careers and making those connections, meeting those people. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you have a Bills connection of some sort? Like you're a Bills fan in a way. It's been a
Yes.
long time since we haven't touched base, and I was out of town. So we haven't touched base in a while because someone's mentioning you got to get to a Bills game.
Oh,
so
yes, I've
your
been
thoughts
to-
on the Buffalo Bills?
Yes, so my childhood best friend, her name is Alexis Nukes. Shout out to Lexi. She is a graduate of Ohio State. We've been best friends since we were younger. And her uncle, Reggie Gilliam, plays for the Bills. So I've been
Yes.
There we go. So you've been to a Bills game.
yes, I have.
Were you here or were you in Cleveland?
I was here.
Here.
I was here. Yeah,
you
we made
tailgate?
the trip here. We kind of did. It was, I think it was 2 winters ago, and there was a
Okay.
snowstorm. So
Typical.
it wasn't, completely, it wasn't the worst thing ever, but
Yeah.
it was a little cold, so we weren't out much. But our seats, I think we were in like the box, so we were up, and so we were warm inside watching.
That's
the
the way to
game.
go when there's a snowstorm.
No kidding. The
Yes.
200s with the heat.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. Or a
That was
box.
nice for my
Yes.
first experience.
Well, Kathy
Kathy
likes
says,
you already.
Yes.
Look how cute like that.
Love this. So Taylor, welcome aboard.
Thank
Glad
you.
you're with us. John, maybe you want to give us your email address? It's taylor.anthony.
Yes, at wkbw.com.
Okay, John, maybe you can drop that in the comments so that if you've got a story idea or you want to get in touch with Taylor and chat back and forth with her, this is a great opportunity for you to really understand how behind the scenes news coverage works. You got a
Yeah.
story idea? Send it to Taylor.
Drop her a line. She's new to the area. She needs some more connections and she needs to start building that
Absolutely.
Rolodex.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Love that.
Yay.
Congratulations to you.
Thank
We're so
you.
proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today.
Okay, let's talk about a couple other things. The debate last night, as we say good morning to you once again at 8 o'clock. One of those things that I think we are all going to remember,
Yeah.
but maybe may not make a difference.
Well, you know what? We've always said this. It's so hard to change people's minds at this stage in the
Right.
game. Like people tend to know who they're going to be voting for right now. And they're kind of there to hear. There might be some people who are, kind of waiting to see, but they're kind of there to hear not only what their candidate has to say, but what the other guy's got to say too.
So it was an interesting debate. There was some substance to it, but a lot of weird zingers, I think, like back and forth. I wonder, what did you make of it? And what did you make of some of the comments, the questions, the moderation, and the rules
Yeah.
of this debate?
What stood out to you here? Is there anything that you're going to go into work today and be like, hey, what'd you guys think of X, Y, and Z?
So Sarah says that's the problem with debates. No one's minds are changed, but boy, it was embarrassing for Trump. What else do you guys think? I mean, this was an interesting thing for me because I was, interested in hearing from both candidates genuinely.
Mhm.
As a voter, Will this change your mind? Maybe not.
Right.
But you haven't really heard from Kamala Harris as vice president, and we all know she hasn't had a press conference since she really announced her candidacy.
Yeah.
So what are her issues? What are her points? Who is she as a candidate?
Well, Sarah says she loves Harris. She's smart, competent, strong. Can't wait to vote for her. Kim says Harris did great. Linda bringing up an interesting point that Marguerite also brings up. Taylor Swift has a big following. Wonder if her fans will follow who she's voting for. Marguerite said if the Swifties vote for Kamala, she's a shoo-in. So we know Taylor came out after the debate and endorsed Kamala Harris. And she does have a big following.
She does. Linda says vote red. Peter says policy-wise, it was a waste of time. And this is, I agree with Bob 110% on this. As much as the moderators tried, it did get out of hand. And Bob, we haven't heard from you in a while, so I'm glad you're with us.
Yeah.
I agree. And I was telling you this morning that I think that it was kind of, I like, for as much as we love David Muir, I think that he maybe shouldn't have asked this one question in particular. I thought it was a little weird. He asked the question about Donald Trump saying that Kamala Harris isn't black, or he didn't know she was black, and that whole big thing that happened at the National Association of Black Journalists over the summer. And I kind of felt that it was a little unfair.
So the question I said, here's what I said. I said, maybe it's not unfair because it was brought up and, maybe there are people who would like that answer. My question was, was there maybe a different question, a more policy-based question that it would have been better to hear the answer to?
And I don't think the question was unfair either. I think perhaps it was an unfair context. Like, yes,
Yeah.
Trump said it. Yes, people will think what they did and will of him. Yes, she's black. And it is what it is.
Right.
Should he have said that? I mean, like the whole thing, I don't even want to get into it, but I think it was unfair in that, he followed up with Harris saying, well, Vice President Harris, what do you make of that? Like, of course she's going to say this is ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Well, but does she get that platform to be able to say that since he got a platform that got a lot of attention then? I don't know. Barbara says she thought the moderators did a great job attempting to get answers to some of the questions.
Adir, good morning to you. She says, these are not debates. They are extended sound bites with little substance. Neither talked real policy. Moderators were disappointing. Bob, my biggest concern with Trump was when he was asked twice if he wanted Ukraine to win the war and yet avoided answering the question. It's true. And you know what else I thought that was kind of interesting too? And this was, another question that was posed to Trump. Do you regret anything you did on January 6th? And he didn't answer.
Right. Well, how about James? This is an interesting. James says he's actually glad that David asked that question. As a person of color, when someone makes a racist remark, they need to be questioned about it.
Absolutely. I just thought that it was a no-brainer that Vice President Harris would have something to say to the effect of, this is crazy.
Yeah, but at the same time, maybe she does get that platform.
Sure.
Because she didn't get it before. I don't know. Wait, I'd like one other comment here. Tina, bringing up when she walked across stage to shake hands, that it was impressive. Isn't it funny that we say that that's impressive? Like in the past, it's what you did. Like, and I certainly think if you're going to stand there and you're going to debate somebody, you should shake their hand. Like, I don't care if you dislike that person so much. And I don't know how either, I think we have an idea, let's say, of how they feel about each other. But like, it's respectful and
sportsmanship.
It's sportsmanship. It's our country. You know what I mean? Like shake a hand, move on to your sides and move on with it. I think that should absolutely always be something that happens.
So Shirley weighing in on the Swift factor, anyone who votes for a candidate solely because an entertainer endorses them is just wrong. Think for yourself.
I agree. You can't just vote for somebody because somebody else endorses them. What maybe it will do will be entice people to learn a little bit more. And, a lot of people don't like it when entertainers get involved in politics.
Remember what happened with the Dixie Chicks?
And like, I totally get that too. The one thing I will say is I do think it's important that the younger generation starts getting engaged in this kind of stuff, because a lot of the time we see people who will say, I don't care. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, and we're talking people who are like 18 years old. Like, are the Gen Zs, Gen Alphas, are they engaged as they should be in politics? Could this cause some of them to maybe start paying attention to things that, like, let's be real, they are the next generation.
Sure.
We need people to pay attention.
Well,
to
and
this
that's kind
stuff.
of why Kamala Harris, I think, was trying to say what she said last night and trying to attract those other viewers and voters. She was saying how she is the next generation leader because she's not as old as Donald Trump, and trying to, draw age out as a factor here without really saying it, but also explaining that she's not the past, she is the future.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. Marlene says it was 3-1, not fair. They never fact check Kamala. Let's have a debate on Fox now. Disappointed in David. Robin says, I watched the debate for education and entertainment, for entertainment, not education. My decision on policy and procedures and the state of the economy was made months ago. This debate didn't change my opinion at all, and I want the economy to be great again. Okay, so Robin, I'm going to go out on a limb and ask the question. You choose your own adventure here.
Choose your own adventure. Love those books.
Who are you voting for? And, I want to know. Let's take a straw poll here with all of our 200 some odd viewers. Simply put in the comments who you're voting for, Trump or Harris. Let's take a straw poll here. Lori, though, says, I didn't watch the debate at all on purpose.
I didn't watch it. I caught up this morning because I had to go to sleep. I just had a long day yesterday. I told Ed, I was like, I got to get some sleep. We drove, and it was long day.
Peter says he thought, as much as he likes ABC and he likes David, there was a little bit of a bias.
Okay, we've got a bunch of people who are starting to weigh in here. I'm going to say a majority are saying Harris right now.
Lori says Trump.
Trumps.
Barbara, Robin, Trump, but I really want him to stop giving opinions and just state the facts and what he will do. Do you think he's capable of that? Because there were so many things that were just, the idea that babies are being executed, how ridiculous is that?
Right. And that, again, but see, I know that people don't like the fact checking, but that's why it is so important, because people can't just say whatever they want.
Right.
And again, like, I'm coming from a place where I caught up on the highlights today, so I didn't watch the whole thing, because I do see people are saying they're not happy that they felt like Kamala was not fact checked enough.
Sure.
So I'm going to have to go back and watch that for myself.
Hold on. Let's go back to the comments here. Bonnie says she's voting for Trump. Kelly Trump. Megan Harris. Danielle Harris. And this is, a fair point that I think a lot of people feel. Audrey says they're both disappointing, but I have to vote for Trump. Robin says Trump really needs my public speaking class. And then
how about Mary says Trump, because I miss cheaper prices on many things. The economy was better when he was in office.
Wow. Trump, because I miss cheaper prices on many things. Oh, yeah, that's what you just read, didn't you? Lori says, I do not personally like the way Trump treats people, but he's good business and can help us.
I told Ed, wouldn't it be so interesting, and I know this is like just a thing that will never happen, but wouldn't it be so interesting if instead of voting for specific candidates, we voted on policies?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel this way about the economy. I feel this way about healthcare. I feel this way about immigration. And then you felt like you were, because like there might be, we've got two people. Maybe you don't agree with them on everything. You know what I mean? Like, I like the way this person handles the economy. I like the way this person handles healthcare. I like this. And it's so hard to have to pick one person. I understand that's kind of how it goes.
But isn't it frustrating, though, that at this point in our lives, when we're voting for candidates, we can't just find a moderate?
I know.
Because realistically, not everyone's going to vote one way if we're individually taking issues.
I agree. Like, if you looked at all of the issues and like, no matter who people are saying they vote for, okay, Harris or Trump, I bet if I asked you, okay, now here are 15 issues, tell me who you align with more on these different issues. I don't know if you'd align with the same person you want to vote for on everything.
Exactly. So, maybe if there was just a middle of the road kind of, here I am, I like, as an independent, I think that you are probably that person, but no one's running as an independent.
But there's no choice, right? And the independent never really gets a chance because we have such strong.
And such extremism in both parties.
And listen, it's always existed, but it's just gotten so extreme lately,
Robin says, here's my fear. A woman is not taken as seriously by foreign dignitaries. I don't think Kamala has the commanding personality to go toe-to-toe with Putin and the like. See, I don't know that I agree with that, Robin. Here's why. Because you've got people like Angela Merkel from Germany, for instance, who is a
She
tough
goes toe to
cookie.
toe, right? Mm-hmm.
So it's not like she would be the first female president or the first female dignitary. And for what it's worth, we also had Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State.
Right.
Now, she also had her own mishigas.
Well, and the other thing too, and again, Robin, we just
We're talking.
Yeah, we're just talking, and we know you, so we can have this conversation personally. But here's the thing, though. We need to start taking women seriously like that. And I think that these men need to start taking women seriously like that. And at some point, there's going to be a woman in this office, whether or not it's this, upcoming election cycle or another. And it's important for that to happen.
She's also a prosecutor. So she's been in a courtroom. She knows how to command a room.
Yeah.
But Robin says, to her point, compare Michelle Obama to Kamala.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's different degrees. I get it. I see. That's the thing about Second Cup. I like it because we get to, have these conversations, kind of see all the different sides to everything.
Okay, let's also talk about this because Connie brings up a good point, and we've got about 5 minutes left here.
And we have to talk about this real quick, and then we have to talk about our one fun story because we promised you guys a little levity in this show. Okay.
Today, 9/11. Important to pause. Remember, never forget the thousands of people who died, and the men and women who really worked to save lives that day.
Yeah.
I just watched a 13-minute documentary about this guy who's called the man with the red bandana.
Right. So that's what that's the guy the St. Joe students were
remembering,
inspired by today.
And I didn't know this story until today. Wells Crowther is his name, or Wells Crowther. And he had always worn this red bandana, grew up wearing it. His dad gave it to him, and it was always just like a symbol of his love for his dad. The day of the attack on September 11th, 2001, he was working the trade towers and came out of nowhere, this one woman says, and rescued her and countless others. And
they were following this guy with the bandana.
Right. So I just retweeted that documentary. It's 13 minutes. If you got the time today, check it out. It was powerful.
Yeah. So of course we think about all those people today, and we think about all of the first responders. We've talked about them before, who just packed up from different places, went there from Western New York. They helped, they did what they could.
Cindy says, I'm a first responder here.
Yeah.
And we'll never forget. Yeah. And thank you for all of you've done. Bill Geary from the Erie County Department of Public Works has served overseas, and obviously there was a lot going on based on that post 9/11 world that we were living in. So
a couple of years ago, remember I talked about the Buffalo Fire and police who went there, and my gosh, they just dropped everything and went.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit of levity to end your day. Do you make your bed every day?
No.
I don't either, but you asked me because you were surprised that I didn't make my bed every day. I said, well, 80% of the time my husband's asleep in it because we're getting up and we're getting going.
I find that, okay, look, I'm just lazy. Let's call a spade. And really, you're right. It's
Russ
not my
is still sleeping.
Well, but it's not my priority.
Yeah.
I will say, like, if people are coming over, yes, I will make my bed.
Yes, to make it look nice, for sure.
But I really can't even, oh my gosh. I can't imagine having to worry about that every single day.
Well, and realistically, you can't because, again, when I get up, Paul's still asleep, the dog's still asleep. So I give little kisses to everybody and then I hit the road. That's what I do instead of making my bed.
Sean says, who's going in there to look? Right. Jeanette says, yes, every day, and it has to look perfect. It makes a difference at night and during the day just to look at a clean space.
So I will say, okay, don't make my bed every day, but I change my sheets religiously. Like I have to have them changed once a week or I flip out.
Is there a day and time that you
I usually do it over the weekend. If I have to wait until Monday, I start to get a little antsy about it. But I like to get my sheets changed. And then I will say that day, I love to get into a nice, clean made bed.
There's nothing like that feeling.
Nothing like it.
Bonnie says, yes, every day. Pull covers back and air it out for an hour. Julie only makes her bed.
What is Aaron saying? Shuji, what's that? My bed every day.
Zhuzh.
Zhuzh. Oh, zhuzh. She zhuzhes her bed every day. Give it a little zhuzh.
Russ is the last to get out of the bed and doesn't make it. Does Paul?
Yes, tell me.
The answer is no.
The answer is no. Does he pick up his clothes off the floor? The answer is no. I just kick him over to the side.
What else does Paul not do?
For the things that he doesn't do, he does do a lot of other things. I'll give him that.
There you go. Paul, I'm always here for you.
Because I'll tell you what, the couch that I ordered, you know I'm not going to be putting it together, or someone would fall right through it. So I'll put it together for me.
What a guy that Paul Deacon
What a
is.
guy.
Have a great day. Bye.